Hey guys, Suzanne with Honey and Lace by Suzanne. And today I just wanted to do a video to talk about the basics of joining Honey and Lace. This would actually apply to any of the MLN clothing companies that are currently out there. But I realized as people have been asking me questions, and I kind of think back to when I first started, that you have so many questions going into this and trying to figure out if it's something that you want to do for your life and for your business. And there is some information out there, but there's also not a lot of really in-depth information that asks answers some of the pretty basic questions that we all had, like what is a queue and what is this onboarding call that everybody keeps talking about. I know that as I had friends who started with LuLaRoe, when they started introducing their business to me, they were using all of these terms, and I had no idea what they meant. At the time, I didn't really care. I just wanted to buy clothing. But as you get into it, then you realize that you kind of want some answers to the basic questions. And I remember wanting to reach out to other consultants and ask, and there were some questions that to me seemed so basic that I was a little nervous to ask because I didn't want them to think that I really knew nothing. So I wanted to be able to answer some of those really basic questions. If this is the first time that you're looking into a company like this, and you're on YouTube clearly researching, wanting to get some more information, this is what that video is. So if you've kind of looked at, been into looking at this for a while, this video is probably not going to be answer a lot of questions that you have. But for just dipping your toe in the water, this is where you should be. So let's start with how the process works. If you have reached out to any other consultants at all, they have let you know that the next step is to, once you've decided which company it is that you're wanting to join, is that you find a sponsor. By finding a sponsor, I would say with some other companies, depending on who you choose as your sponsor, isn't incredibly important because so much of what you do is on your own. I would say in this type of business, choosing a sponsor that you connect with matters because you're going to have a lot of questions. You're usually investing more money into this type of business than you are in a lot of other startup multi-level marketing type companies. This really is a business where you're purchasing your inventory at wholesale and then you have to stock and keep it and then are selling at retail. So because the investment is higher up front, I think that really making sure that you build a team of people around you who you're comfortable with talking to, asking questions, who you feel are also invested in you, is important. When I got into this, I reached out to a couple different people that I had found on YouTube, and they were super, super helpful. I actually found somebody who I wanted to be my sponsor, but she had several other people ahead of me in line, and just simply because I am impatient and I really wanted to get started, I chose not to go with that person, not because I didn't think she was amazing and wanted to be on her team, but it was because I wanted to get started sooner than rather than later, and I didn't want to wait the extra time. And so I was totally blessed to get matched up with another person who I adore now, and I'm so thankful that she is my sponsor. But I really lucked out to get with a really good sponsor. If I didn't have a great sponsor, I could see really feeling like I was kind of lost and wouldn't know what the next step in this business was. So, finding somebody who you can relate to, who you feel like is going to answer your questions, and be there for you during the long haul. Because even if you're familiar with the business, even if this isn't your first marketing, selling, retail type business, you are still going to have questions. I just guarantee it that there is so many things to learn. It is really nice to have someone to bounce ideas off of, to ask them in their experience what they have found works, what doesn't work, to help swap inventory if you're looking for something. Your sponsor is someone you're going to be in contact with a lot. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean your sponsor needs to live in your city, in your state for that matter. Mine doesn't. I live in Kansas. My sponsor lives in New Jersey. We talk on Facebook Messenger all the time, but we've never met in person. I hope that we get to at some point, but that is not a hindrance to my business. The information that we need to share, we can totally do online on the internet. And we are part of a bigger team that than other ladies who answer questions in that way. So, but being able to connect with her, to be able to ask her questions, to feel comfortable, and to trust what she's saying back to me is important. So, as you're looking, sponsor, important. Find somebody who you really feel comfortable with, because you're gonna have questions, and you're gonna honestly at times just need somebody who's going to be that positive back to you, to remind you that, hey, take a step back, it's going to be okay. When I initially got my inventory, I went through some like frightening negative type feelings, and I really needed somebody to be like, hey, and my sponsor did that for me. So choose a good sponsor. From there, when you have decided who it is that you want to sign up underneath, the next piece is they will send you a contract that has Honey and Lace's basic contract of kind of what you're looking into, what you're getting into, and you will sign that and they will submit that for you. That is your date that will become really important. Your contract date then puts you in line in the queue. And the queue is basically just this holding area of where potential consultants are waiting to get their onboarding call. What onboarding means is that then you will get a call from the home office when it is your day, your contract date's turn to get the call. And they will call you, someone from a home office, they will welcome you to the company, and at that time, then they will ask you what package that it is that you want to purchase, and they will charge your credit card and verify your information's correct, and then send out to you the inventory package that you purchased. But that is what those terms that we hear all along, what they mean and how they become relevant. Currently in Honey and Lace, the queue time is somewhere between 7 to 10 weeks. It depends on how fast they are moving through the consultants that are currently waiting to onboard. One of the things that makes Honey and Lace so unique, and me was a big reason of why I wanted to join the company, is that they are trying to grow organically and not all at one time. They only onboard so many new consultants each month. Every consultant is only allowed to bring on an additional 3 consultants at this time on their team underneath them. And that is to help us be able to grow at a controllable rate, so that there is inventory always available for the current consultants, that there's inventory available for the new consultants that are coming on. Our owner, Diane, has done an amazing job of making sure that she is taking care of the current consultants, as well as making it a good environment for new consultants to want to come on and join the company. We are excited about growth, but not in a way that it is just to grow the company without a purpose, or without being able to maintain the consultants that are already here. So I think they've done such a fantastic job. As I waited in the queue, I got to see all the different sides. I knew how anxious I was, that I wanted to be active and to get to my inventory and to get going. And so at times that felt like it was taking forever. But I also then got to see how nice it was. Now I see how wonderful it is as a consultant to have new consultants coming on at a maintainable rate, so that we can help train them, that I can continue to learn what I need to learn, and that the company just doesn't grow at this enormous rate that we can't keep up with, and that we're struggling then for inventory and to take care of our customers. As far as making a quality product that maintains its integrity is really important to the company, and they're doing a fantastic job of that. And so that also does mean that growth will happen more slowly, and I think that is fantastic. It's one of the many, many things that I love about Honey and Lace. But that's the basic process then of what it means to why finding a sponsor is important, what it means to be in the queue, what the onboarding call is. And I hope that just helps you kind of understand what the first steps are. I will do another video to talk while you're in the queue and you're waiting to onboard, things that you need to get set up. That time, even though my time was longer than what I thought it was going to be, and I ended up waiting 7 weeks, I still had things that I wasn't completely ready for, and it really, really helped me get my space set up, get the supplies that I was going to need, all of that going, so that it really is a welcome wait, that you really need. So even though it seems like I know the feeling all so well of you want to hurry up and get your stuff, but there is so much that you can do during that time, to really be successful. So when that your inventory does come, you can launch and you're ready to go. So I hope this video is helpful. If you have other specific questions that you want to know about that process, let me know, and then I will continue other videos to go in a little bit more depth of what happens while you're waiting in the queue and things that I recommend that you should do. But I just wanted to do a short video about the very basics of what this terminology means, so that you had all of that. So I hope you're all having a great day. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks. Bye.